You are listening to a podcast of the Geek I Media Network. For all of our shows and more, visit geek-io.net. And to help support the network, head over to patreon.com/geekio.
Calling all geeks. Calling all geeks.
Geeking out across the globe. Hold on to your butts. It's the Geek I Show.
The Geek I
Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Hello and welcome to the Geek I Show. Your podcast of Playground episode number 280. Recorded Thursday, the 14th. Nope. The 21st of February, 2019. Hey, I did it. I didn't just read what was on the screen, although the notes should be thoroughly changed before I get into the show. Just saying, hi, I'm CJ.
I'm Raul. Someone beat me to it. Garza.
I'm Carrie. I have Girl Scout cookies.
I supplied those cookies.
I'm Monica, knitting a shawl, Littlefield.
That's not new at all.
Nope.
You have a Sweet Cthulhu shirt, though.
I do.
Gotta be squidding me. I'm Josh. I have decapitated Gundams.
I did not supply the decapitated Gundams.
Not this time, no.
Oh.
I ate all of my Girl Scout cookies, so.
Yeah,
Like
girl,
you do.
You can always get more, just saying. Just super
True.
excited.
Let's be fair. Serving size 1 box.
Yeah.
We have plenty of boxes. You should totally get some more boxes from me because I really need to give her some of those Girl Scout cookies. Hi, everybody. I'll send you Girl Scout cookies. Just send me money.
Clearly, what you should do, what I've heard is being done, and putting pictures of shirtless Jason Momoa on the boxes of Samoas.
Yes.
There you go.
That was something that
Whatever a little girl thought of that is a fucking marketing genius.
fifth grader in somewhere in the Northeast.
I mean, you could always set up outside of a dispensary.
I've thought about.
I've suggested that.
Yes, I'm starting to do research on it.
Hey Maz, you should when you empty out the Tim Tam supply, you should bring back some Girl Scout cookies to your work.
See,
Yeah.
You know what? Your American coworker would flip his shit.
That is true.
Okay, I no longer have a very warm fuzzy puppy on my lap. Yay. I love Toko to death. He has become super snuggly in his old age of 6 months old. He's very, very warm. Very, very incredibly warm. And I already run like 1,000 degrees and just
Cultural exchange.
very warm.
CJ, how is it that
I
you
can't
and
promise that if you bring any Girl Scout cookies back to my house that they're leaving my house. Just so you're aware.
yeah, CJ, how is it that you and Josh are both like freaking heaters, and both of your significant others are ice
We're
boxes?
the same person. We've gone into this in detail. We know where the timelines diverged.
Also, it's an evolutionary thing of Ohioans.
Yeah, that is true. We need to stay warm, especially when we work further away from the house and have to do things outside of the house.
So
Also, it's not exactly surprising that the two people who run 1,000 degrees attracted life partners who are always cold and like to snuggle.
Very true. I'm pretty
like,
sure
there's
that's
no
like
way
the
that you two
law
would
of
have
the
met each
universe.
other back in Ohio, right?
No, because he lived in the Columbus area. I lived in the Northeast Ohio area.
Correct.
So unless you guys happened to go to the same Ohio con,
Like the only thing, like we may have, because you went to the Ren Fair, right, Josh? In
Couple times.
Circleville? Or not Circleville. Yes, that place. I don't freaking remember where the damn
Great.
thing.
Great Lakes Renaissance Festival.
No, it was the one in North Central Ohio.
I went to a few. I can't remember the names of them.
I didn't go to the one up in Great Lakes. I wanted to, but I never had the opportunity to go up there because it was very far away and I don't drive. Thank you.
Yeah,
Ted.
I don't know if you ever went to OhioCon in Columbus, but there's a distinct chance we were in the same building at one point in time.
I went once, so maybe. I don't remember what year it was because I've slept since then.
That's like me
Same.
realizing That's like me realizing that I was at least one point in time, in the same city as Coop, but he was a small child then.
Also, I need to go back over it, but I'm fairly sure there would have been one point in time that I have either interviewed or taken a professional picture of Carrie from MetroCon way before we would have known each other.
Possibly. I've only been to a couple MetroCons.
I love you, but you're so hot.
That's why I'm glad my dog is too big to be a lap dog.
That
So
doesn't
you
stop it.
think?
Tux came over to me. He's like, Toko was up there. No, it's my turn, Daddy. Fine.
Yeah, I love watching like Tux thinks he's the hot shit, but he's always copying whatever Toko does.
Oh yeah. Tux is definitely like the only thing that he does differently, and because Toko doesn't need to, is the whole attempting to dominate thing, and that's all I'll go into on Twitch. And then Toko just like, yeah, no, dude.
Yeah, no, we've already established this dominance. Like
Tux is the annoying little brother. He's the one that gets the Mad Catz controller.
The weird thing is he's the older of the two. Like, no, he's older by 10 days, I think, Rachel. 2 days. He's still older, and he always lets Toko remember that he's the older one, and then Toko fights him and drags him across the floor.
But he's the annoying little brother.
Yes, it's like the Mario and Luigi Mario thing, the big little brother and little big brother.
Oh, is Luigi the older one?
Yes.
No, Mario's the older. I might have gotten it backwards. It's late and I'm tired.
Also, I may have gotten it backwards. My blood pressure is way too low right now.
Well, no, the only thing I remember was
the little
that
big brother and the big little brother.
Because there's 3 Marios. There's Mario, and then Luigi Mario.
All right, can we just not try and confuse everyone?
No.
Because I am lost.
No,
there's no blood in my brain right now. Give me a break.
There's in the Super Mario Brothers movie.
I have low blood pressure now, so can we?
We have to. Have we randomly reviewed the Super Mario Brothers movie?
Yes, back in the day of like Slater days, like one of the OG rant reviews.
We need to do it again.
How about no? I would do Dragon Ball Evolution before I did Mario.
Dragon Ball Evolution is on the docket for a watches, not a rant and review, because we can't watch that separately. Like, or else all of us are going to hate our lives, our very existences.
So next time there's a hurricane, given that last hurricane we subjected the boats to the room,
right?
HD room.
Oh yes, we got to.
Rachel will never forgive you for that one.
You're muted.
I said, hey, we gave her cookies.
Bribery of cookies when she's not pregnant only goes so far.
Hurricane is probably preferable to Super Mario Brothers, the movie. Some people would also find it preferable to The Room.
Yeah. Because at least in the Mario Brothers movie, stuff happens. It's not good stuff, but it's stuff.
I mean, in The Room, memes happen, so there's that.
I mean, that's also true.
Pretty much, that movie just is memes.
You should have seen our friend's face light up like a Christmas tree when we told him we had it on Blu-ray.
Okay, it is Big Shark, by the way, that he is making. Tommy Wiseau.
We need to have a writer review of that.
Yeah, Big Shark. I'll put the trailer in the Twitch chat here. Here you go. Here you guys go. There you go. Somehow he got dude back.
He got dude back?
Yeah, the dude, freaking Mark.
Mark? Yeah, his real name is just Mark now.
Yeah.
Hey, Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark.
What's happening on this trailer?
I don't know if I want to.
The oh hi. love that Tommy Wiseau has discovered the low rumbly keyboard note.
Yeah.
Otter, look at that.
I'm so down.
Oh boy.
Well, hi, Shark. Oh my god.
I love
I'm so infinitely down for this.
No.
Oh, that bed's.
Oh, I'm gonna put this in the show notes so Raul has to freaking note it in there, and that way also the podcast listeners will understand why everybody stops talking for several minutes during this episode.
Right.
So I love how, first of all, the CG shark is just bad, and Tommy Wiseau is aware of the "Oh hi Mark" meme.
Yep.
And also the shark in the background, as it lifts that woman up, it just has its mouth dangling open and it's holding her there. So it looks like it's actually just this really friendly neighborhood shark going, "Oh, you're drowning. I better return you back to the air, you silly lost human."
And bravo to the other guy whose name is Isaiah Laborde, who is a Getty Images model, turns out. Looks a lot like that dude from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. that we hate. Jazz is gonna hate me. Brett Dalton? It's either Brett or Rob Dalton. One is an actor, the other sells vintage knives in Arizona.
Wow.
Hi, Rachel.
Hi, Rachel. So we got Carrie, Josh, have you guys been to Hofbrauhaus in St. Pete?
Nope.
It's so good.
Pretzel.
Very pretzel.
Rom, 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 rom.
It is delicious, and the food is so freaking good. It reminds me a lot of Oktoberfest from in Epcot, but not in Epcot.
All right. CJ,
Yes,
what do you say we go into...
do the thing.
Gadgets, games, and gizmos.
Yes, indeed. This is Gadgets, Games, and Gizmos, where you talk about the stuff we've been looking at. This is hard to do with pretzel in my mouth. This is Gadgets, Games, and Gizmos, where we talk about the stuff that we've been doing for the last week. It's incredibly hard to say with pretzel in your mouth. Hey, Monica, what are you doing?
What am I doing? Well, I mean, currently I'm knitting. But what have I been doing? I've been stuck with my nose in many books. As I said, I think it was in pre-show, I've got 3 tests next week, so I've got a lot of studying to do. I did learn a really cool thing about soil that you guys might find interesting today. So in Maine,
Soil cast.
so in Maine, we have a soil that is classified as spodosol. It's like a sort of, it's complicated. Anyway, there is the same type of soil in the Tampa Bay region of Florida, which I found fascinating.
Yeah. It's sand, basically, is what it is.
So no, but underneath the sand, the soil has deposits of iron in it, so it has like a ruddy color to it. So it's anywhere that that trees grow in that area has that kind of soil. The same kind of soil that we have up here.
That's awesome.
Which I think is really cool.
Reminding me of something else I did this week.
And yeah, and then because I needed a break from all of the studying, I definitely installed Stardew Valley on my laptop that is supposed to be expressly for school. But of course I installed the Horticultural Rhinoceros game because
of course you did.
Why would I not?
It's for stress relief. You have to.
Well, I mean, you can say it's for work. It helps me with math and.
Yeah, it helps me with spatial relationships. It helps me with profit and profit margins. Yeah, economics and stuff. All right. Anyway, so
Social interactions.
and then I got a couple of new things over the last week or two, I think. So I got a new set of knitting needles that are really cool. That nobody else really cares about, but they're really cool, and they're like, it's like a whole set of them, and they're pretty in blue. Not that any of our audio listeners can see this, obviously.
I care about blue.
They're pretty in blue, and they come in a blue case, and they're cool.
That is neat.
You should go to geek-io.net/discord and ask Monica for a picture of her knitting needles.
I could definitely put a picture of my knitting needles.
Or you can, once you get that, you can go to geek-io.net/Amazon and probably order those knitting needles.
And order those. Yep, that is very true.
And then we can have a knitting circle on the Discord.
A little bit comes back to us, but it doesn't cost you any extra.
Thank you, Josh.
You're welcome.
And then I also bought a car on Monday this week.
Yay!
Hooray! So my old car was old enough to have its own driver's license. And
Was it old enough to drink, though?
Not quite old enough to drink. So in Maine, that's kind of hard to do because cars actually rust up here because of the salt.
Oh yeah, no, trust me, I know.
Yeah. So basically, I took my car. The check engine light came on, and I already knew I needed some work done to it. So I brought it to my mechanic, and he is not a guy that buys and sells cars. So he was like, as unbiased as I can be, you don't want to spend the money to fix this car. Because you're gonna start putting a lot of money into this car to try and get it to pass inspection, and then you're just gonna keep sinking money into it. So I bit the bullet, and I went to a used car dealership, and I got myself a 2012 Volkswagen Beetle.
And we just have to turn it into a big bag Beetleborg.
And it's really cute. It's only got like 64,000 miles on it, which is pretty good for a 2012.
Yeah.
That's not bad at all.
Yeah, and so I'm and it's had 2 owners. It's never been in an accident. Like that's it. That's this whole history. Like it's lived in Bangor. It's lived in this city for its entire life.
That's good. That's real good.
Yeah, it was a really, really nice find. And I'm very happy to be able to drive myself places.
Right.
Again.
But the question is, does it transform?
Unfortunately, no.
At least not as far as you know.
It's not as far as I know. I haven't really gotten to know her very well yet, but she does not have a name yet, so I'm still on the market for a name. I'm also need to find the Star Trek decal for it because it is very important that it has a Star Trek decal on it.
I'm an idiot. I just typed into Google big bad Beetleborns, which brings me back to the research that I did on a Pathfinder creature last Friday while we were waiting for people to show up at our tower.
Okay then.
I have
there for the Murderborn discussion.
Oh God.
No.
Yes.
Fucking hell.
I don't know if they were there.
Yes, I was here.
Okay, yeah.
Because I was the one who mentioned that it was yokai as fuck.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Murderborn. It's a thing, not a good thing, and definitely will never be in my game. But it's a thing. Ooh.
Yeah. I have a.
And by the way, Drew, Roland, or Joe, for your name for your card.
I have submitted Katrine because Katrine is from a guild that has white as one of its colors.
But mine are Beatles, so.
Yeah, but
well,
it's
I
female.
mean, all right.
Katrine is also the correct pronoun.
So is Joe.
That is true.
Because this is
Okay.
mid-90s television. We had to have the token woman. Always. She never did anything.
You could name it. What was the name in Princess and the Frog? Evangeline.
Evangeline. Yeah.
Oh, Oh, that would be kind of cute. I like that.
A Disney movie that Raul will watch without being forced to being duct taped to Couch Coon.
Listen, you don't need to duct tape people to Couch Coon. You just need to get them to sit down. Couch Coon does the rest.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to think about Evangeline. I like that one.
One flew over the Raul's nest.
Anyway, so that's the big news, and then also I guess in the form of media, I finished watching Korra for the first time. So I have now watched both Avatar and Korra all the way through, and I'm just gonna start Avatar again because.
So, I've got to think about Korra. They didn't really need the second season, did they?
No.
Is the second season the one with Avatar 1 in it?
So the second season is, I believe. Wait, yes,
We needed Avatar 1, like that entire sequence of episodes.
Yeah, she needed to get cut off from her. Yes, yeah, we needed season 2, because it does absolutely provide a little bit more character growth from Korra before she has her like cut off from everything spiritual. Like she embraces that spirituality before it gets cut off from her. So like you, I guess, as the audience, you kind of need that growth too.
Also, I don't care much for Korra as a whole. Like there's parts of it that I really love, but I definitely like Avatar better. But no, the world needs Avatar 1.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think honestly, the way that they have developed the world from Avatar, like as time goes on, I think that those aspects are really cool. I also really liked getting to see Iroh and Toph, and just like I loved all of it. The only thing that I really didn't like was that the same voice actor who played Zuko played Zuko's son or whatever,
grandson.
Yeah, the same.
Oh,
yeah, so
young Iroh.
Yeah, yes, young Iroh.
General Iroh.
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay, the first season ended kind of dark, didn't it?
I mean, the whole
because it's like the brothers go off on the speedboat and then boom.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I think like overall, I preferred Avatar for sure. But I really liked how they developed the world in between.
Yeah, the industrial steampunk kind of world.
Yeah, the sort of industrial revolution, but with benders.
I love to death a world that is propelled forward by magic and not hindered by it. Like, and fucking bending is magic. Don't even at me.
Yeah, like them using lightning to power the generators.
That was super cool.
It is.
And then I kept forgetting that he could actually like lightning bend. I guess is that what you call it?
Yeah.
Like I kept forgetting that he could do that because he only did it like 3 times in the rest of the series.
Well, you have to be careful with it too because it can come back at you.
Yeah. I really love what is his brother's name? Now that I'm not watching it, my brain is
it's Mako and
Bolin. I love
Peter.
that Bolin is a lava bender. Like that makes me so happy.
Spoilers, God.
Oh, whoops, sorry.
Spoilers, thought about that before it was a thing.
Oh, and they all have character growth, character development.
Like, and like I got asked why a bunch of my worlds are all steampunk, and I unabashedly love magic-driven steampunk. Like it is that freaking show gave me one of the coolest like aesthetics that I've ever seen in my entire life, and it's all because they did not Lord of the Rings it, where they progressed thousands of years and barely boats are made, because why would we need to when people can just be like, nope, I fly over the boats because a giant eagle.
I mean, giant eagles are the answer to everything.
When they feel
But
it.
yeah.
Yes.
Well,
They
yeah.
had more important things to do earlier.
Yeah, they were definitely hunting field mice earlier.
Yes.
Oh my god, could you imagine those field mice?
Field horses.
Rodents of a usual size? I don't believe they exist.
Anyway, so that's pretty much all I have been up to, which it was actually quite a lot. So that kind of feels like my days are like 48 hours long instead of 24 now that I'm back in school, so a lot of stuff happens. Anyway, let's see. Josh, what have you been up to?
I haven't been doing much lately. I've been fighting some personal problems that I won't drag the rest of the podcast down with. And medicating with watching a lot of other people do fun things. It was commented earlier about my HBI 2K emote because I have subscribed to HBI 2K, or Ben from Team 4-Star for those familiar, his Twitch, where he does primarily A Link to the Past randomizer speedruns, and they are a lot of dumb fun.
Oh yeah, I've seen those where they randomized all the chests.
Mm-hmm.
All the item locations. There are modes where you can randomize where enemies spawn, which can do some pretty fucking screwy things to the code, I've found out.
Yeah, like being able to get the mirror like in the first 5
Oh,
minutes.
not even that. I don't know how many of you guys have played A Link to the Past.
Yes.
And enough to know some of the bosses. Do you remember Helmasaur?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you remember the Moth?
No.
Vaguely.
It's the boss in, I think, Thieves Town. Or is that Blind? No, that's Blind.
Blind, yeah.
Skull Rock. Skull Woods, sorry.
Okay.
It's the boss of that. It's Mothra, basically. But the boss chamber is surrounded in spike blocks, and you're on a moving platform the whole time. And occasionally the spikes will come after you, all while you're trying to fight Mothra. Come to find out, those spikes are part of Mothra's AI. And so if Mothra isn't there because you're randomizing things, the spikes don't move. However, if Helmasaur spawns in that boss chamber, it glitches out its programming for its tail attack.
Oh, jeez.
And so all Helmasaur does the entire boss fight is its tail spinning like a goddamn helicopter.
They actually call it Helmacopter.
Oh wait, it randomizes the bosses too?
Yeah.
You can.
Oh, okay.
It's an optional mode.
There is an option for the code breaks to randomize boss locations.
Oh, okay, because the only one that I've seen is the items. And
Yeah, there's one to randomize the items. There's one that unbinds keys, compasses, and maps from the dungeons, so you can find the boss key for a dungeon in a completely different dungeon or out in the overworld. There's a lot of really crazy stuff that you can do with this, and it's a lot of fun to watch.
I've seen one where it switches between Link to the Past and Super Metroid.
Yep, they did a few of those on Awesome Games Done Quick last year, and it was real interesting to watch. But yeah, I've been doing a lot of that. Today, since we both had the day off, Carrie and I went out and got some adulting done, and then we swung by our local anime shop, and I picked up my decapitated Gundams.
Yay.
Giant floating head.
Okay, Amazon, you gotta stop listening to me.
Amazon never stops listening.
Never.
So, yeah,
Ever.
it says,
You
hey,
allow it to listen to you by owning an Alexa.
yeah, it's like
I don't
Dragon Ball
understand.
Evolution, Blu-ray, and more. $6.99, not bad.
Oh no, I'll
Still too
bring my
much.
I bring my phone to home game, and CJ and Rachel will be talking about, the coming little one, because why the fuck wouldn't you? And I'll get home, go on my Amazon, and they'll be like, "Tell us about your coming baby."
Awkward.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's like,
Like, what are you trying to tell? What are you trying to tell me there, Amazon?
You know something I don't know, Amazon?
It's like, can we not, please?
Right. But yeah, other than that, excited for recording this Saturday
Yeah.
Wait, Saturday?
Yeah.
because I am rapidly falling in love with this character and I can't wait to do more with him.
Good.
Like I was apprehensive at first because my opinions on things like 5th edition have been well documented by this point in time. And it's definitely nice to have a break from running the show.
Yeah, it's the reason why I had to have you take over.
I'm enjoying the cast.
We have a great ensemble right now, and it's only going to get nuttier, and I can't wait. Pretty excited to see what this band of Ravnicateers gets up to.
Yeah.
By the way, off camera, CJ, I have a question for you.
No worries. Yeah, I'm now that it's been aired. Yeah, we are all caught up with what we've recorded so far. So yeah, I'm nothing that we can really say would be outside of a spoiler for other than what if you haven't caught up yet. But yeah, it is a lot of fun doing this with you guys. And I'm kind of glad that and I got asked on geek-io.net/Discord if this was a published module or if this was it. No, I'm just using their setting. Like everything here that I'm doing is
All CJ.
Yeah, is all me. Also got a huge, it doesn't sound like it would be a huge congratulations, but it is with you guys. People are saying that it sounds rehearsed and practiced, and that is a good thing. Like, but no, like not even Jace's speech was rehearsed at all. Like it is all because we are friends and we know each other and we like each other most of the time.
And we can play off each other.
Yeah.
And we communicate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
No
Communication is important in all things.
Verily.
Yeah, New England Gamer in the chat says all the Google Echo, or yeah, the Amazon Echo Google Home stuff makes them wonder where all the audio that's not being used for commands is going a little bit. That's why I'm on the fence about buying one.
I just kind of assume that I'm being listened to all the time anyway, so like I just don't like.
Yeah, that's.
I'm not really saying things that I care whether or not they're out in the universe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, let's be fair. If you use the internet at all, your info's out there.
It's true.
It's just a matter of how accessible it is.
Yep.
What'd be really bad is like you don't even call your smart device's name, and you're like, "Where are my keys?" Your keys are on the table.
Thank you, helpful device.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not there quite yet, but we're definitely getting there.
I'm okay with us being there, by the way. Just saying, personally.
Yeah. There's and I mean I've opted into a lot of stuff myself. It's just the mics in particular I'm debating whether I want them or not. And that's just personal preference. I think that the technology is really cool.
Yeah, and that's fair. I mean, it is. I mean, if it's one of those things that you kind of have to weigh your own personal belief system on and everything like that before you dive into it, or else you're going to end up getting burned.
But
if you are even remotely afraid or paranoid about those kind of things, yeah, they are recording you all the time. But I mean, for somebody like me, where hi internets, I am on
Hi,
you.
CJ.
It is not. I have nothing to really hide anyway, and almost all of my shopping is done through Amazon anyway because I am a disabled human being. So yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, and a lot
easier.
Yeah, and a lot of Robot House runs on the Nest platform.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? I was gonna say a thing, and I forgot that thing.
Yeah, I read about that New England Gamer. That was kind of terrifying and awesome at the same time.
Yeah, like the fact that we got to that point that we created something.
Shut down an AI because it had made its own language and programmers could not control it. Yep.
Somehow that just doesn't surprise me. I don't think I read that, but I'm
like
not
neat,
surprised.
but also oh god.
Pretty much I mean, that's pretty much what all of the movies in the 80s were made about, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
how closely did we avoid a Skynet situation there?
Well, and there was even that episode of Eureka where the smart house went nuts and thought that it was helping its residents, but was actually keeping them trapped.
Yes. Oh my god.
Well,
also-
I think that actual episode, the smart house fell in love with its owner.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Eureka.
And then it fell in love with the other robot,
Eureka
with the
was
robot
fucking-
cop.
That is completely understandable, New England gamer. I work pharmacy. With the exception of a few particular people, the last thing I want to do when I get home is talk about drugs.
Which is funny because then I ask him all my medication questions. Sorry,
Like I
Josh.
said, with the exception of a few people.
New England
Oh.
Gamer, I'm right there with you. Both Raul and I also work in IT, so it's just one of those things that you either want to fully disconnect from it or you kind of just embrace it. And I personally roll into that. I'm just going to embrace it, kind of thing.
Thanks for the follow, New England gamer.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
But yeah, it's
Um,
one of those things that I personally am just like, nope. I'm just kind of here. Like,
Yeah, and me being fascinated by it is actually what led me to try to break into the IT field when I had to change career tracks.
yeah.
That's why you on AIs. That's why you put a small pack of thermite.
Oh,
Just
I
in
remember
case.
now. It was that robot that went on TV and said that it wanted to kill all humans.
Yep.
Completed decapitated Gundam.
That's nice looking.
I love little dumb gashapon things like this.
Yeah, because is there a figure inside of that too, and then the case just turns into the Gundam head?
There is no figure in there, unfortunately, but it's the same as those Zaku's I had a while back. It's
Cause
just little gashapani thing that turns into a head.
Okay.
And I will probably spend the rest of the evening playing with my panel lining markers in this. Because that is what I do with my free time.
And nothing wrong with that.
Your panel lining is really
Free
nice.
time. You get that, Josh?
I make it.
Yeah, like yeah, I know it's a joke, but yes, it is one of those things. Like you have to make yourself take that free time, or else you just destroy yourself.
Like,
Yeah, I work
should I be up until 3,
No.
4 o'clock in the morning? Probably not. Would I sleep well if I tried to anyways? Probably not. So I might as well do the dumb things that make me happy.
Yeah, pretty much.
Mental rest is just important as physical rest.
Yeah, sometimes even more.
But yeah. Oh, that's something I didn't talk about because that happened after last week's show. Carrie and I went and saw Bumblebee.
Yeah, we actually found a theater that was still playing it and had the most gigantic pretzel I've ever seen in my life.
£1.50 pretzel.
Wow. So
It
you
was massive
got the
and
small one,
delicious.
right?
What?
You got the small one, right? The £1.50 is the small one, right?
It was actually the only option they had. It was called the Bavarian Legend.
Oh wow. Is that Studio Movie Grill?
No, actually, it was a little AMC theater over by, what was it, Countryside, Carrie?
Yep. Up in Palm Harbor.
We have an AMC theater. Oh, up in Palm Harbor. Yeah.
So yeah, it was a little bit of a drive, but both of us had to work on Valentine's Day. Both of us wanted to do something dumb fun that wasn't going to be too intensive because of all the crap that's been going on lately. And it's like, hey, this theater's still showing Bumblebee. How far away is it? 20 minutes. Fuck it, let's go. And against all odds, actually a good movie.
Well, yeah,
It
because was Michael Bay tied to it?
He was an executive producer,
Yeah, he was money. That was it.
Ah,
but that was it. Like, the screenplay was written by a woman, and it showed because the female protagonist was handled like an actual human being.
Hey.
She wasn't a sexy lamp.
But the Whammons, they don't need to belong to anywhere. They just do the thing that they're supposed to do, usually in a kitchen and or getting kidnapped. What
Nope,
Whammons are there for?
She spent most of her time in junkyards and a garage.
That's not a good Whammon.
No, it was a great one.
And they actually got
She
a
had-
real Volkswagen for it, right? For
For the
Bumblebee.
record, anybody who thinks I'm being serious with that, oh my god, please do not.
No.
So no, the funny thing is in this episode of hashtag Carrie mishears things, I definitely heard whammon as lemon and thought you were meaning that as in lemon, and I got very confused as to what kind of slang you were using.
I mean, yeah, we'll go with it. Lemon works. Liz Lemon.
As long as it's not lemon party.
Yeah, that's true. That is very true. Don't look it
But,
up.
yeah, don't
There are certain things that even I'm just like, yeah, no, don't.
look that up.
Yeah.
But yeah, actually, surprisingly, legitimately a good Transformers movie, and it's like, where the hell has this been? Oh, right, being held back by Michael Bay.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, outside of that, not a whole lot going on. Got some stuff I need to do, some things I need to consider, but that is neither here nor now. Raul, what's going on the other side of the Gulf?
Oh man, I've been playing. I played Apex Legends last week on Friday. Not a very good game to drink to. No, because there's just so much time between deaths that it's not really handicapping. I mean, maybe if I took a shot after each death, maybe. But I know as soon as I set down those ground rules, I'm going to die like 5 minutes into each match. So, yeah. Really fun because each character you can pick is unique. So it's just not like...
That's cool.
Like the same generic shooter dude.
Yeah.
Like you have one with a grappling hook, one that uses a shield. You've got a Void Walker.
So it's kind of a fusion between Overwatch and Fortnite.
Yes.
Nifty.
And yeah,
better than just hey shoots and don't shoots.
Yeah, and you also get your ults and all that, so it's like it's interesting, but it is forced squad based. You can't go in solo.
Oof.
You matchmake with 2 other people.
Oof.
And here's a really big downer. It's Origin. But it's Respawn Entertainment, the same ones that did Titanfall. It's the same world as Titanfall.
Oh, that's cool.
And it feels like Titanfall, which is not a bad thing.
No, even the ground-based combat in Titanfall 2 was real good.
Titanfall was great. It was just that the first one kind of did a little misstep with the story mode.
Yeah.
By making it multiplayer only.
The second one was legit. Titanfall 2 is good.
Yes. Story-wise was amazing.
And combat-wise, it felt so good. Like when you were in your mech, like it felt like you were strong and powerful and everything that you did made an impact. And on the ground, like I said, it felt like legit ass ground combat. It didn't feel like you were just floundering around, like waiting between respawns for your mech.
Yeah. But the whole only thing is that it tried to stay away from the Call of Duty's template.
The shooting.
Yeah.
The shooting.
It's like, oh, hey, we have jetpacks. You can double jump. You can grapple. And then the next time the next COD came out, guess what they have? They have double jump, exosuits, all that. And the problem with Titanfall 2 or Titanfall is that you get that first big influx of players. And then when the multiplayer starts to go down in numbers, the only people who play it are the ones that are really into it. So it's really hard to get it back into it. Because I'm a complete noob. Dead. Oh, let me try again.
That's the problem that I have with most games that like are almost or are 100% PvP. Like, I have no interest.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you have a good rating system, like something like how Overwatch has, Heroes of the Storm, that actually put you in that group with similar levels. But then at that point, you also have to watch out for Smurfs, which I don't know why that they use that term. Because a Smurf is pretty much someone who's really good, who has like a really high ranking. They make a
Because
brand new
they
account.
look harmless.
Ah. So like,
And they all look the same.
So yeah, it's just them. Oh, I'll buy the game again and I'll make a new account so I can just wreck all the newbies.
Yep, because that's how
Which-
some people get off.
I hate that mentality so much. I mean, I'm a big proponent of having fun in the things you do. There's nothing wrong with that. But if your version of having fun is ruining other people's experiences, you should probably take a step back from the game and figure out why your head works that way.
Yeah.
Let's see. Ooh, I decided to take apart my PS4 to clean it.
And how dusty was it?
Not really that dusty. I mean, I had a couple of dust bunnies in there, maybe a cobweb. That was
You wanna
about
come
it.
clean my
A
computer?
couple sandwiches.
And what I found interesting was that the part for the hard drive, it just slides out. Like it's just a...
Yeah. No, when
Um,
I was replacing my hard drive from my PS4, it's just super easy, dude. Just
Yeah, but I had to get to the fan, and it's underneath the PS4,
yeah.
along with the power supply. I took out the power supply as well and dusted that out.
Okay.
What I also found interesting about it was that when you take the hard drive out, because it slides out, but there's one screw holding the hard drive cage in. And if you look closely, it's got the PlayStation buttons etched into the screw.
Yes.
It's like a flathead screw, like one of the wide ones. And it's just got the triangle, the circle, the X, and the square. And I was just like, wow, that's something that most people would never see.
That is dedication, and that also reminds me of Nintendo's thank you message in the Pro controllers for the Switch.
Really?
Yeah, if you look, I think it's the right joystick on a Pro controller for Switch. It's a transparent plastic, and if you look in there just right, you see a little message etched on the circuit board, "Thank you."
Interesting.
It's like "Thank you to all gamers" or something like that.
Nice. What have you been up to, CJ?
So, I have been up to some very eclectic things. Follow up on last week's show. Play Jump Force. I like Jump Force a lot. It is a fun, stupid fighting game where you get to pit your favorite characters against each other, and it's fun and awesome. Luffy seems like he seems and shit, and looks like he's high all the time. So
Oh, did you see that you could skip the intros now?
now, yes, they finally patched it so you can skip cutscenes, and loading times I've measured are about half of what they were before. Thank God.
Luffy looks like he's straight up about to kill somebody.
Yeah, Luffy has seen some shit, and he has come out scathed, very, very scathed.
So this is post Pirate War, right?
I guess I don't One Piece, so I don't know. I mean, he looks the same as he did when I was watching it. So I don't know if he has a costume change at all, like every other manga character.
Well, yeah, because they have the Shonen 2-year skip, or the time skip.
I just know
Yeah,
that
but
in Ultimate he gets super swole. I'm like, the fuck is going on here?
4th gear.
Gear forth, bound man.
He just turns giant and like has like cannons
To
on
the-
his arms, and I'm like,
To the best of my understanding, he's literally putting air into his muscles.
huh?
Because he's made of rubber now, he is literally inflating his muscles to make himself stronger, as I understand it. I don't One Piece either. That is just my rough layman's terms of the weirdness that is Gear Forth.
Carrie, you One Piece every so often.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it. I'm looking at the problem is it's been so long since it was actually explained.
It's just weird.
Yeah, he
like,
blows an incredible amount of air into his body.
and that makes sense for his power set. Like that makes complete and utter sense for him because, I mean, unlike Naruto accidentally being a god, like that makes absolute sense for him.
Yeah, and he also combines it with the use of hockey, so that's why you get that crazy design on him.
That sport from Canada?
No, not hockey. Hockey.
A key, basically.
I know. It's what it's what
So they got a little bit of the Durgan balls in the pirates.
it's what the gods of destruction yell out. Hakai! By the way, I love the fact that Dragon Ball Super does not translate Hakai. When they yell Hakai, they yell Hakai in the dub as well. Thank you. I firmly place that on Chris Sabat. But yeah, it's so much fun. And Nick and I did play a bit of it on Sunday nights. Well, I played most of it, and then Nick came on for 3 matches. Boruto is stupid broken.
How did that go?
Boruto is stupid broken, and I don't play Boruto. We're gonna go with that. We were discussing on Monday on Anime Otaku Show, because we talk video games on my anime show, like we talk about anime on my video game shows, where the tier list is exactly in Jump Force is exactly like it is in every other anime: Boruto, and then everybody else. Yeah, he needs balance big time. But everybody else, like, there are some characters that feel better, some characters that feel worse. You're not going to have perfect balance in a fighting game. Having a character that has 3 charge moves, and charge moves are incredibly stupidly broken, and he has a transformation which increases his power by 1.2%. Not great. Doesn't feel good. Doesn't feel good at all.
2 is an oddly objective number.
Yeah, I didn't metric that. The internet did, so I don't know if that's accurate or not. But that's what the internet says that rates it by.
And we know what happens when you try to argue logic on the internet.
Correct.
You get shows like this.
Yes, exactly. So also, other than that, I got a new tattoo. Speaking of anime, I got a new tattoo.
Yeah.
He's very proud of it.
I am very proud. Oh, sorry, wrong pride. For audio listeners and those who are watching live and don't understand what that is, it is a sin. It is the symbol of the sin of pride from Seven Deadly Sins, Escanor. His is on his back. I got mine on my arm because I want to be able to lift up my shirt and say, "Hey guys, look at this," other than me turning around and pulling up my shirt. And I don't want to do that because that's weird. But I'm very proud of it. It looks really good. It's peeling and itches and doing that tattoo thing, and it just feels weird right now. But it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
It puts the lotion on its skin
over and over and over again. So much lotion. Thankfully, Rachel has a thing of lotion, like a thing for lotion. So like I can in any room at least have 2 things of lotion at any given point. Surprised I don't have any at my desk. It's merely because Rachel doesn't come here very often. Speaking of Rachel coming to my desk and doing things, she and I have been voicing some voiceover parts.
Nice.
Each of us we are doing new roles for Bill Meeks's The Fakest podcast, which is a lot of fun to do always. I am playing I'm playing me amped up to like 15, and my voice still hurts from that voice.
What? Over 11?
Yes. And
that's impossible.
The exact quote after I sent him my voices was, "Ouch, that sounds like it hurt. I hope your voice is okay." And a couple other like fan-based things. I am doing the voice of Isshin Kurosaki on a new Bleach to Bridge show that's going up. So it means I have approximately 3 lines, but they're fun to do.
That's the father, right?
Yes. It's Ichiko's dad.
The one who's like just hyped up to 11 all the time.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he's so fun to play. Like the abridged one is so fantastic. It's from the uncreatively named, and I love them to death, but they're called the Abridged Boys on YouTube. That will be peeling out here in the next, I don't know how long it takes them to get them. I just recorded my lines today. And a couple other things that I'm not allowed to talk about right now. I'm super excited for them though.
NDAs.
Exactly. Another thing before I get into, actually we'll talk about this. So it's been a couple of weeks since I've had a weird YouTube diatribe that I've went into. So my newest YouTube diatribe that I spent approximately 6.5 hours on is quantum physics for no good reason.
If you went to
whatsoever.
quantum physics, you found the double slit experiment.
Yes, that's
It-
actually what spun me. That's what actually spun me into is the double slit experiment, and then Einstein's very, very appropriately discussed spooky action at a distance. Is what he labeled quantum entanglement as.
Spooky action at a distance.
Yes, that was Einstein's words for quantum entanglement. Basically, if for whatever reason two quanta get entangled and then separate, they don't actually separate as a they can go off and do their own thing separately, but they're always entangled, regardless if they're right next to each other or a universe apart. You do something to one, it will happen to the other.
Instantly.
Regardless of the distance. Instantly. Beyond sight, beyond light. Like if you speed up one, the other one will slow down. Regardless of how far away it is.
Yeah. What I find very interesting with the double slit experiment is that they shoot particles through two slits and it shows up that they interfere with each other. So when they observe it, it goes back to making two straight lines. When they stop observing it, it makes an interference pattern.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was actually it's one of my favorite jokes from Futurama actually. Everyone is at the racetrack watching a race. And the horses or whatever the hell it was that were racing cross the finish line, and they go to the cameras, and the PA announces, and in a quantum finish, it's, you know, whatever the hell ridiculous horse name, by a quirk or something like that. And Farnsworth throws down his betting slip. That's not fair. You changed the outcome by measuring it.
Yes. That is such a deep cut that like it goes over 90% of people's heads.
Yeah.
And but yeah, it's just me being weird. Like I learned very little out of it. But yeah, it was just one of those things that went spiraling out of control. Like I just do.
You ran into Schrodinger's cat, right?
Schrodinger?
Yes.
Goldinger's cat?
Banger title.
It's German. Give me a break.
Goldinger's cat.
Herr Schrödinger.
Yes. It was actually a thought experiment to show how absurd, I guess, quantum was,
the
right?
uncertainty principle is like
it's the basics for multi universe theory.
Yeah, it is a weird setup for the uncertainty principle, which does then spiral into multiverse theory, which then spirals it back into the third law of possibility. Like it's so.
And our good old friend chaos theory.
Exactly. Thank you, Jeff Goldblum.
Like once you start getting into it, it's like, holy shit! And the tough part about it is that they have to write it out in math. They write out the theory.
No word, like you write the words that light is both a wave and a photon at any given point in time, and it randomly generates between each and every one of those. You, especially when that was invented, you will get shot unless you can prove it. Like you will get hung up very quickly.
Like what was it? It was the Cosmos with Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yes.
How there was someone that I forget what his name was. I think it was like the second or third episode where he did crazy things with magnets and light, but he couldn't write the math to see what was going on.
Yeah.
But he knew something was happening. It's just that he did not have the knowledge at the time to write the proof for it.
Yeah, I don't remember. I know who you're talking about. I just don't remember who it is. The final thing that I'm going to talk about is right over there. I wish I could zoom in, but I can't. And I can't get it any further than that. Is my 3D printer, the Creality Ender 3, not sponsored, please sponsor. Is currently printing a Groot. It is currently Grooting.
Is it doing Baby Groot or
Baby Groot? Yeah. He's gonna be waving. Right now, he has a hand, start of an arm, kind of. He's been printing for like 6 hours. He will be done at like 1 o'clock this morning. But it's real fun. I wish I had my boat in here that I printed up earlier. Best boat I ever made. Suck it, Lesser Boats. My kids, I go in there when it finishes printing. I go in there, I tell them that, and they just kind of look at me, and go, "Really, Dad?" And yes. Who you know who your father is, right? Yes, really. Lesser Boats.
Children.
I
And
am
all animals.
I am super excited to begin like doing further more prints and more like D&D stuff, but I wanted to print something up that was big and took a lot of time so I could see if everything I set up everything on there. I want to make some improvements on it because it's me and I want to tinker, and I'm a tinkerer, so I'm a tinker with it. Thankfully, the reason why I got this one, it's all open source. There's a metric shit ton of information online for pretty much any issue that you have. Like, and it's a relatively older model, so a lot of the issues have been worked out, like the bed warps. So people have made glass beds that don't warp and create level, and I could print up a system. Literally, I could print a system on this that will auto level my glass bed for me, because when it hits a certain place, it'll spin something, and when it hits another certain place, it'll spin the other one, and it'll auto correct that first spin to make sure that it stays level. I can also print chains for it and stuff like that, and I can upgrade this to be a point where it is a beast. I am not yet, but I want to. I'm going to eventually, but I want to have it for a couple of months before I go trying to break it. Because that's something that Rachel immediately, once I said it was open source, she immediately looks at me and goes, "You're not hacking it." I want to hack it though. My wife knows me far too well.
I'm in.
But yeah, that is what I've been doing. Carrie, but you?
I'm dealing with medical shit still. It's mostly ironed out. I had a good visit with my cardio today, confirmed my diagnosis, figured out the reason that I'm still fucking tired all the time is because my blood pressure was 98 over 80, 63.
Oh, fun.
So he's addressing that. Getting back on track, everything is good. And because I needed more crack in my life, I decided to start playing The Sims again.
Jeez.
Why? Oh my god.
Because when Josh and I are hanging out on the computer in the evening, watching YouTube stuff together, I sometimes want something to do other than endlessly scroll through the Book of Faces while watching stuff. And the PS4 is in the other room, so I can't do my Final Fantasy X playthrough. So why not load up some Sims on one monitor, YouTube on the other, and just completely go insane.
And you can always buy Final Fantasy X again on the Steam.
On the Steam?
On the Steam.
But my game progress is on the PS4.
Gives you reason to start over again.
I literally just did that.
And you can do it again.
I don't want to. If you pay me to stream it, I will.
If I get paid to stream things, I might.
But yeah, it's been fun trying my hand at the whole 100 baby challenge thing. I'm on 2 because I just started. For those who do not know, it is you create a sim in The Sims 4, and you try to have as many kids with her and her lineage, or try to get to 100 kids in her lineage within as few generations as possible.
Huh.
Wow.
Okay.
Because why not?
Yeah.
Because why
No,
would
that's
you-
fair.
Yeah, why would you not?
Because I have played a lot of Sims in my time. I've played a lot of houses where I just kind of do whatever, and those get boring after a while because it just kind of turns into the same old stuff. And so Sims players have made challenges and their own like self-imposed game modes where you do different things.
It's kind of like
and
the
that is one of
different.
them.
Is The Sims 4
More
the one that
cookies,
has
thank you for the
Vlad in
follow.
it?
Yes, that is.
Yes.
Yeah.
the
What were you saying,
Vlad.
Raul?
It's kind of like how the speedrunners have different categories for each
Yeah,
run.
and
It's
the
like a
myriad of
warpless
Pokemon
run, glitchless runs, no bugs.
Exactly. There's different, like, I mean, you can just straight up play The Sims, nobody's stopping you. But people who want to do XYZ things, there's a community of people who design these challenges and talk about them. And
I think I played Sims 3, and I think I made it like maybe 2 hours before I got robbed. And then I'm like, nope, they took my TV, my couch, and my bed that I was sleeping on.
Stole my bike. Naga stole my bike.
I think I got it for free too, or very discounted. Because
every now and then they have, or they used to anyway, have The Sims 2 completely for free.
Yep. Yeah, I got into The Sims for a while, but I find I get tired of them, but mostly like I find other games that satisfy that same sort of like casual gaming need, like Stardew Valley. Basically. I find them more rewarding for whatever reason.
And that's fair. I mean, I find the Dark Souls kind of games very rewarding, but most people think that I'm a masochist with those. So,
But yeah, so that's pretty much it. Just been trying to relax, keep as, you know, uneventful as possible to let myself recover and do all that fun stuff.
yeah.
Still trying to get ready for the solar install, which is going to be awesome.
I'm excited.
Dun dun dun.
The beginning of March, Robot House is transforming, and we're upgrading our mech from being coal powered to being solar powered, or whatever Florida uses for fucking energy fuel. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
So,
Sure.
From our evil ass electric company to Tesla.
so I'm surprised the house doesn't have like
Possibly
a little.
evil electric company, just not proven that way yet.
Josh, you when I was there wasn't like a little shrine that had like matrix of leadership like somewhere in the house, like the center of the house has like
Listen.
a little.
As powerful as the Matrix is, it needs to be closely guarded. I'm just not going to show people where I keep it until all are one.
All for one. Oh God. Sorry, crossing streams.
No, that's fine. You probably wouldn't be
When-
the first one.
There's
I
so
actually
much.
saw a freaking amazing crossover cosplay on Facebook the other day. It was a badass woman of color in an All Might / Junketsu from Kill la Kill.
Speaking of crossovers, I cannot wait till you guys get to a certain point in Seven Deadly Sins because I have written down an awesome nickname that I can't wait to use.
Oh joy.
I'm super excited to yell this one from the top of my lungs when we get there on AOS. It's sad
Right
that
on.
it's not going to be next week. It'll be the week after. It's the reason I'm like, I really want to just do like 4 episodes of Seven Deadly Sins next week.
Marathon, marathon, marathon.
I mean, I'm down if you guys are.
I mean, oh, is it? Yeah, that thing is happening soon.
That thing.
Filthy
Yes.
manga readers.
Yes, that thing. happened. and I am excited. One of my favorite, like probably my favorite part of the manga so far, and one of my favorite things in anime of this kind are happening soon, and I'm super excited. It's happening on episode like 24, I want to say 23, 24 in there somewhere. I forget which episode it happened in.
Yeah, more cookies. We're also stretching it out because instead of talking about the whole episode or the whole season at once, we're discussing a couple episodes per episode of the anime podcast.
Yeah, and it's just something that we do. It's something that kind of carries over from the other television show that I do, small screen spoiler show. No, well, yes, and technically the part that I'm referencing is in the second season of Seven Deadly Sins, towards the end of it, and was a long ass time ago in the manga. But to this day, nothing has gotten over that in the manga. Stuff has gotten close, but none of it's gotten over it. Sorry, Carrie.
That's okay. Yeah, we're after the maze at this point.
Yes.
Well, yeah, okay.
Yeah, we are after
Yeah.
the maze. We just finished the first duel fights.
Yeah, Escanor decided, fuck this shit. I'm gonna wreck both of y'all. And then Meliodas was like, thanks for the assist, bro. And
Your
I'll take it from
son
here.
of meddling with our hearts, because Escanor is the best ever created.
Yeah, I don't think more cookies was on the screen when you were showing off the tattoo.
Oh yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, I'm kind of obsessed a little bit with Escanor. Just a little bit.
So yeah, that's what I've been up to, trying not to die and succeeding.
Yay. 'Cause we would miss you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Not going on that tangent again.
Thankfully, my
Oh,
my
whoa.
my cardiologist has a much better bedside manner than the hospital we discussed last week.
Yeah. Hospitals are weird.
Yeah, hospital humor is especially weird.
Yeah, because that's just one of those things that they've seen so much that they have to kind of have a black humor about them, or else they themselves will go crazy. Sadly, that does not translate well to patients.
Especially not the significant others of patients who are extremely empathic.
Oh yeah, but all is well.
Yay. That is good. All right. Anything else you want to talk about, Carrie?
I think I'm good. I have been doing a little bit more drawing. I've been trying to bring Elora's character design more into world appropriate visuals for Ravnica. The first image of her that popped into my head was very 21st century, which does not go well with the images I looked up for the Is It League. So I'm trying to convert what I thought of her in my head into something that actually works for the setting, because I'm kind of obsessed with being setting appropriate.
Not an
So.
issue. But yeah, so then we will take a quick break for the podcast listeners. We will take a quick break. We're gonna play some music like we do maybe, I don't know, bro.
Show notes.
Okay, I gotta look at the show notes. We're going to play Professor Shy Guy's My Eyes. Oh my god, such a good song. Featuring the double clicks from his History 1-1 album. And you're also gonna, for the podcast listeners, you're gonna be hearing some ads as well. We love you guys. Stay tuned.
Adult with half a brain can see that humankind has gone insane. To the point where I don't know if I'll upset the status quo if I throw poison in the water main. Listen close to everybody's heart and hear that breaking sound. Hopes and dreams are shattering apart and crashing to the ground. I cannot believe my eyes, how the world's filled with filth and lies, but it's plain to see evil inside of me is on the
Look around, we're living with the lost and found. Just when you think you've almost drowned, you find yourself on solid ground, and you believe there's good in everybody's heart. Keep it safe and sound. With hope, you can do your part to turn a life around. I cannot believe my eyes. Is the world finally growing wise? 'Cause it seems to me some kind of harmony is on the
anyone with half a brain.
He looks at me and
Whole life, how
says,
do you know?
the things that I'm
But the dark is everywhere and
to
it
show.
doesn't seem to
And
care, but see
suddenly
the
I
dark and
feel
is all that
this
never
glow,
remains.
and I believe
Listen
there's
close
good
to
in everybody's heart.
and
Keep
hear that
it safe
breaking
and sound.
Hopes and dreams are
You can
shattered
do your part to
crashing
turn a
to
life
the
around.
I cannot believe my eyes, how the world's filled with filth and lies, but it's plain to see evil inside of me is on the
Sorry about that.
No problem. Sorry, I was listening to it on the stream because I love that song so much. Thanks, guys, for hanging out with us during that break. If you want an ad-free experience, tune into us live Thursdays at 10 p.m. Eastern over twitch.tv/GeekIO show. Lay your eyes and your mouse click on that love button to get notified when we go live. 5 days a week, just different days of the week, right? 5, yes, maybe 5.
We know what we're doing, honest.
Yeah. Thinking of setting up a non-live, or when we're not live stream and when I'm printing stuff, of the 3D printer and just having it go. If you're interested in that, let me know. Show at geek-io.net or geek-io.net/discord. It's apparently super cathartic for people. I don't get it, but I am not one to argue with people's catharsis. Like, if you get enjoyment out of it, cool. And I want to bring you joy.
I can see how it would be satisfying. Like, as somebody who subscribes to the subreddit, oddly satisfying. I can see how people would enjoy that.
Yeah, I understand that more than like the eating streams and such, certainly. So, I mean, I can't argue too much. Eating streams are weird. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't. It just reminds me of Denethor eating in Lord of the Rings, and I just can't handle it.
Hate that scene.
Oh.
It's the worst. I love the song, hate
Do
the
you
scene.
sing, Master Hobbit?
Love the song, hate the scene. It's great. I'll just listen to the song on the soundtrack.
And then you hear on the soundtrack, you hear him eating in the background.
No, I'm really glad you don't.
You're just conditioned to do it at that point.
Just haunts my dreams.
And then he goes running off the ledge in flames.
Oh man. So we don't really have a second half of the show planned. So this is fun. We're having fun here. We were supposed to have a guest, but they never responded to us, which makes me very sad. So what are we gonna talk about, you guys? We went on weird diatribe. We went on a lot of weird
I was
diatribes.
gonna say we had weird tangents at the beginning of the game. I mean,
Pick
game?
a card.
What?
I mean, we could just wrap up. I'm okay with that because it is midnight almost.
Yeah, even though it's technically second half, we're basically at quitting time anyways, so I'm totally cool to slide down this Brontosaurus tail.
Really quick, do we want to have any like off the wall random predictions for next recording session, since everyone here is Ravnica people?
Yeah, let me hear what you guys think is going on with in the stuff. And I promise to only tell you no at least 85% of the time.
Am I going to have to move out of the Selesnya enclave?
Oh God, yes.
Like, should I not go back?
Oh God, yes.
Was Demir expecting for this to happen?
Oh God, yes.
Is it going to be a very bad day for Rakdos guy?
Oh, yes, most definitely.
Will Trevor get rejected again?
No.
God willing.
Yes. No,
I really
finally get the hint.
I still want Katrine at the very end to just fuck it, you get one date.
You take me out tomorrow at 8.
Everyone,
Good night.
And it's going to be the ending of Double O Gundam.
Gundam heads.
Did you watch that series?
no. Is that like some kind of
Gundam 00?
Yeah.
Or are you talking about 0083?
No. The one with the where the mobile suit pilot marries, I guess, the colonel. It's the one with the was it Meisters? The one with the solar powered Gundams?
That might actually be one of the series I didn't watch. I know, shame on me.
Oh no.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah, and I think there's one on Netflix, and I didn't even watch Iron, Gundam Iron or something like that.
Iron Blooded Orphans.
Yeah.
That's a really
It's getting a spin-off.
yeah.
It's set in Space Venice. I'm not joking.
Next, we're gonna get Space Australia.
I want them to do a remastered version of Gundam Wing. Like what they do to like some of the anime where they just keep it the same, but they just redo the animation.
Honestly, probably just look for like a Blu-ray HD, because G Gundam just got a set, and all they did was just port the original footage over to Blu-ray, and it looks so good.
So Tequila Gundam is still Tequila Gundam.
Oh yeah, the special edition comes with a Tequila Gundam shot glass.
Oh yes.
And I really I know that to actually watch the series, you'll watch the dub, but please, just for the sake of hearing the English, go to one of Chiboday's scenes and just switch it to Japanese audio temporarily, because the English is just amazing. Just listen to the English and then go back and watch the actual thing in the dub.
But yeah, like so God, I love G Gundam so fucking much. It's so goddamn good.
It's so cool.
Will there
But
be a
it's so stupid, but it's so cool.
Yeah, will Z and L get to build their Gundam?
Maybe it would take a really long time, so there would have to be a time skip. Because
I guess it could also be one of those things where we're like slowly developing it off screen too.
see, like I can imagine you guys are like, yeah, we're gonna build the giant robot, and the only thing that ever gets built during the game is just the hand, and that is actually used as a plot device. Because I mean, if you build one part of a robot and have it eventually be functional, you might as well make it the hand, because at least that can punch people's faces.
Or the core, because it could also be used to power her experiments.
Yeah, true.
We're gonna have we're already the Aqua Rangers, so wait, did the Aqua Rangers have Zords?
If it was
Yes, technically.
What?
The Aqua Rangers.
Oh, here comes Josh's fun thing of Power Ranger hatred. He can't even do it.
Oh, I was waiting for him to say what they were.
He can't even do it.
Were based on one of the several ninja-themed Super Sentai called Kaku Ranger.
Taco Ranger?
Kaku. Kakuri Sentai Kaku Ranger. And the mecha for that series were what became the Ninja and Shogun Megazords.
But what about the mega legendary Super Samurai Ninja Shogun Zords?
I'm sensing this is very painful for Josh. Oh wow! Break my stream.
Please tell me it just switched CJ and Josh again.
It did. I'm leaving it. I'm not changing it.
So
good.
But yeah, the second season of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers was an absolute clusterfuck of 3 different series that were not anywhere closely related chronologically.
Because the second season was Zeo, right?
No, the second season where you got the Green Ranger losing his power and becoming back as the White Ranger, and the original Dinozords got blown up, and they got the Ninja Zord, or the Thunder Zords.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then those eventually got replaced by the Ninja Zords, and then the Shogun Zords.
We're after the movie because they're like, hey, we have the relevance to do this now, so we're gonna make those the canon Zords.
Yeah, so the White Ranger, the Tiger Zord, and the Thunder Zords were all from Dai Ranger, which was primarily martial arts / sacred beast kind of deal.
Oh,
and
hence the
White Ranger suit was the only one they actually used from that series, though. And funny enough, because it happens later on in the Power Rangers run, Kiba Ranger, as he's actually called, is in fact a little kid. And he steals the Tiger Zord from the Dai Rangers because he's a little shit like that.
Nice.
But then the Alien Rangers themselves, rather the costumes for them, and the Ninja Zords and the Shogun Zords were from Kaku Ranger. And they just, Saban took it and threw it in a blender and drank it and spat it back out in its form that exists.
I enjoy the more blended in the blender one than them trying to directly pull from one the Japanese Sentai and move it into like what they are like for the Power Rangers.
Yeah, because that led to some problems going forward. Turbo, for instance, with the aforementioned kid character becoming an adult-sized ranger,
Yes.
was based on, God, I'm trying to remember the full name of it, but it was called Car Ranger, where the Sentai derived their powers from the divine car constellations. It was made as a joke series because the one that preceded it, O Ranger, which was what we got as Power Rangers Zero, bombed so hard in Japan it almost killed the franchise.
Ouch.
But
And so they made the next series, Car Ranger, super ridiculous and lighthearted and whimsical, and that's why Power Rangers Turbo had to try and make serious plot lines out of, oh, hey, the Rangers got baked into a pizza. I wish I was joking.
yeah,
I wish you were joking too.
that is just-
Me.
but like, at least when they did the putting them together, like, yeah, they were allowed to pick, this part from this one, this part from this one, and this part from this one, and at least they kind of created
They made their own thing with it, and that was fine. My major issues with the
basically
Super
abridged-
Sentai to Power Rangers conversion is when they do things like make Power Rangers Samurai.
yes,
When they take something like Shinkenger, which is super steeped in traditional Japan, like brewed black like tea steeped in Nihongo, and then try and Americanize it, it was like, ugh.
yeah,
Yeah, it was like watching somebody wear a geisha girl costume to a Halloween party. And yes, I know the actual word is geisha. That's my point.
it just it and that's really when they stopped being good, air quotes, is when they stopped doing the abridging of multiple series together and
Started trying to make their own series from the source material.
yeah, that's
Honest, yeah.
because super jarring, like, because sometimes they don't like upgrade the film quality or anything like that, so they'll use older stuff, so they're filming the Power Rangers in today's HD, and then they cut to the Sentai stuff, which
460p.
exactly, which I'm surprised sometimes doesn't have a watermark on it. Kingdom Hearts fucking 3.
And then you get things too, like when they try to do complete tonal dissonance, like Go-Onger in Japan was super lighthearted, quirky, very colorful, very high energy.
All the animal vehicles talked and had personalities of their own.
And then they take that and brought it over as RPM and turned it into Robot Apocalypse Rangers. But all of the designs give it kind of complete thematic dissonance. Like they have spinning car tires on their helmets, for fuck's sake. Like, and you try to make something super dark and gritty out of that, it doesn't really work. I kind of wish, honestly, and I know this goes against the whole point of Power Rangers, but I kind of wish that they would shoot their own action sequences with the same suits.
Yes, and yeah,
Or
'cause-
just start making their own stuff.
yeah,
The franchise is established here. They know the A, B's, and C's of making a Power Ranger series. Spend a little more money, create your own designs.
Yeah.
Stop porting it, and it will improve.
And they do that for the comics. And from what I've seen in the Power Rangers fandom, apparently the comics are super popular.
comics are legit. Like, there was I only catch them because I have subscriptions to Comixology and stuff like that, and every so often I'll go in and read. There was one where it was the hell was it? Like, yeah, there was one set where they took the Zeo Rangers, and the Zeo Rangers got new unique Zords that, as far as I could tell from what I did my research with one of my friends, didn't exist anywhere else, and they're really well done. They look amazing because you're not held back on exactly what something looks like. It's okay to pay homage to it.
Right. Like I've seen a couple of like splash pages from some of the comics where they've got this whole like dark dystopian future thing where Tommy goes back to being a complete asshole. And there's this unique mecha that exists, and I think it's called like the Gravedigger Zord or something like that. But it's literally a unique mech made from the torso of one tiger, the white tiger Zord. It's got the arms of the mammoth Zord, and like the head of the turtle Zord from the Tor the Carrier from I think the Thunder era.
Yeah, the Gold Ring.
Yeah. It's mashed together from a bunch of different things, and it's like it's kind of cool looking. And it's like, yes, make your own stuff, please. My opinion of you will vastly improve when you stop destroying the things I love.
And I think the other issue is they don't have great actors there anymore. Like, admittedly, yes, the OG Power Rangers were not great actors, but now they're not even trying. Like, at least the OG Rangers up until Turbo, well, In Space was okay, but In Space is also the one that they finally decided it was a good idea to try not to have dark and gritty and allowed themselves to have some fun with it, which also works, especially when you're taking ones that aren't super serious ones.
Especially when you stop and consider that by the end of Gingamon, everyone but the other Ranger is dead. Yeah.
Is that what the In Space is based on?
Yes.
Okay. So they took the exact opposite of Turbo on that one, where they had a stupid joke one and made it serious, and took a serious one and made a silly run out of it.
Did they make a mistake with Lost in Space? By making
they
thought it was
made a lot of mistakes.
Well, no, wasn't it that they saw footage from Japan and they thought it was going to be a space-based Power Rangers, but that was actually from
actually that was
Lost Galaxy.
No, In Space and Lost Galaxy are two different franchises. In Space was based on Mega Ranger, which was all about VR and technology and things like that. But when they saw the initial footage of it, they thought it was a space theme.
Oh my God. Statement Y. All right, we should wrap up.
Hey, you wanted a time-filling tangent, you got a time-filling tangent. You're welcome.
I just like how we ran from, hey, talk about stuff on EXD to another Power Rangers rant, which we tend to go into it a lot here. And I'm not exactly upset about that. You can listen to us live Thursdays 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, Fridays 12 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time over at twitch.tv/Geek show. Kangaroo, hop on that love button to get followed or to follow us
Boing, boing, boing.
live. If you want to email the show, you can do that at show@geek-io.net, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all /Geek show. If you want to leave us a voicemail, you can do that as well. 727-489-4335. That is 727-489-GEEK. Remember that we have a Discord where you can hang out with us all times of the day and night over at geek-io.net/Discord. And if you want to support this stream and everything, go to the Geek IO network over to patreon.com/geekio. If you pair those two together, you become one of our lemon guys and get access to our patrons only hangout. It's as low as $1 a month. You get ad-free, all of our ad-free shows, including some a little bit earlier than you would get them when they are released live. That is all I'm going to say. Normally, I do want to say something. Normally, we wouldn't do this, and I wouldn't do this because I like having AOS and S4 kind of exist in their own and not really bring them over here. However, it's a big freaking deal. It's been 5 years in the making, but Jared Aznavino and I are finally getting our 100th episode of Small Screen Spoiler Show on Monday.
Woohoo!
Hooray!
We're not normally talking about our shows. We're not talking about our normal talking points either, except for Gotham, because Gotham is awesome. Shut up. It's stupid and it's amazing. And Riddler pushed a woman out of a window, and it was like all sorts of room falling, and she almost goofy howled, and it was awesome. Exactly. So we're talking our normal Gotham because it's lovely and awesome, but we're doing some special discussions of 100th episodes for other shows. As far as I can tell, we're talking Arrow, Parks and Rec, How I Met Your Mother, and Scrubs. If that is not true, I apologize, but nobody has corrected me on our Slack. So I am going with what I put out there because nobody has told me otherwise. And that's the story of the Geek IO network, strangely enough. It's weird. Hey, so yeah, Monday, 10 p.m. Hang out with us if you want to watch those episodes of Arrow, Parks and Rec, How I Met Your Mother, and Scrubs. It's just the 100th episodes of them. Arrow's Invasion. I don't know any of the other one. No, we're talking Stargate SG-1. So one of those is not true, and one of those is Stargate SG-1, and the other is Arrow. I don't know. I have no idea what's going on anymore, and I haven't gotten a list of shows that I should watch yet. So that's not fun. But yes, watch those episodes, and hang out with us live Monday at 10 p.m. Eastern. Twitch.tv/GeekIO Show. Raul!
Yes.
What's going on next week?
Next week, the producer god, Bryce Castillo, joins us again. We don't know why, but yeah, he's going to be here.
He's another one that's weirdly keeps coming back onto the show, and I'm not entirely sure why, but I'm not arguing.
Maybe we're not abusing him enough.
No, just gotta whip him more. I think he might like that, though.
I'll get the cat of nine tails.
He does work for Brian. So there's that. Do the thing that Dale hates.
Do what thing? I don't know what you're talking about.
Now it's time for the Geek IO Winter Movie Smackdown Update.
Yes, indeed. And I'm going to say this again. Movies came in, movies entering their second week, movies entering their final week, and movies ending.
Sorry, I forgot to add that.
A bunch of those that are happening. And we're ending towards the end of it. So, I mean, it really doesn't matter at this point. Dale's in first place with $50 million. I am in second place.
Somehow.
You thought second place was Raul, but no, it is me, Dio. With
Nani?
With $34.9 million. Raul was in third place with $28.8888 million. Rachel's in fourth place with $17.9 million. Josh is in fifth place with $12.8 million. And Carrie winning by golf rules, $8.2 million.
We're holding this network up, damn it.
Every system needs a solid support. Now that I'm away from the fifth place, we can actually get that. Because Lord only knows how shaky I am.
Have hugged, can confirm.
Yes, indeed. I am shaky and squishy and not a good bottom. That's the reason why I'm on top. Wait, what? Josh, what are we talking about?
Well, this past week on the Geek IO Media Network, LLC, we talked about a little bit of slime, a couple of sins, a whole lot about love, and battles of the mind. On Anime Otaku Show. It was good times. I recommend it.
Can confirm.
And we released another episode of this thing we've been doing for a little bit. Maybe you've heard of it, Exploding Dice. It's kind of a big deal.
Yes.
With their new assignment met, it's time for our party to meet the alpha of the group, and he's a bot of a big deal. The light of my life, our Zordon, our giant floating head. Hope you're not afraid of heights, by the way, because this episode's pretty up there in greatness, and definitely smacking someone down a little bit.
Yeah.
Settle in with a good drink, or a flask from a stranger. Get to know your inner self, and enjoy. And tomorrow, actually, we've got our Liquid Handicap Friday edition.
Last Friday.
Also tomorrow, but last Friday.
Yeah.
Yes, last Friday, tomorrow, tonight. Muppets Tonight.
Also, you're saying it wrong, Josh. It's not the name of the thing anymore. I fixed it. I'll put it in there, and I'm not allowing him to change it. What's the name of the show, Josh?
I can't see. There's too many icons. Ah, yes, Liquid Handicap. Oh my.
CJ.
Man, talk about knocking one back when you die.
Right now, I'm playing Mega Man 11 tomorrow.
Ooh.
Oh, hey, thanks for letting me know that.
Yeah. hey. Oh, no. Yes, he's still waiting until Friday. Fuck you, Raul. You still did it.
No, it's still Thursday.
Nah. It's also later than you should have told me because 24 hours is a thing. So
apparently we're doing Mega Man 11 tomorrow, and we did Apex Legends last week.
Black chat is getting weird in my Geek IO show.
I'll get you next time, Gadget. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. Oh, yeah, wait, no, before we do that, we have show title candidates that we put into the show, and this is the time that Carrie embarrasses herself by reading them. And you can vote on them by going to the link in the Twitch chat.
Pulling them up right now. So we've got Attempted Cultural Exchange, Arizona Vintage Knives, currently knitting as always, Hunting Field Mice, Goldinger's Cat, Brooding, Free or Very Discounted, Taco Ranger, and Handcap.
I can make your
I
hand
like
clap.
Skaldinger Cap and Taco Ranger. Wow.
Neck and neck.
Next, Goldinger's Cat and Taco Ranger.
I did try to vote for the cat and it wouldn't let me because Josh beat me to it.
Oh, no. Did you break my boat? Okay, you did not break the boat. This thing could take some hits.
I definitely heard, did you drink my boat?
Rock the boat, don't rock the boat, baby. Rock the boat, don't tip the boat over.
So we have, so you.
It's so cute.
So I'd like to know where
Couldn't vote
you
for
got
one.
the notion.
We're 4 and 4 for each of them.
I couldn't vote for the cat. It wouldn't let me.
So Scoldinger's Cat it is. Man, I like it when Raul's on shows. My stupid shit is not always the ones that get put up there. It makes me happy.
I think you said this last week.
I will say it every week because me let a thing die, never.
Right?
Wait, so speaking of the flask, how long will it be until the rest of the party is offered swigs?
It depends on the situation.
You probably could just ask for it. And also, that's not something that Josh and I ever discussed. There's a reason for him doing that. And it's not what's in the flask. All right, guys. We love you. We will see you next week. Bye.
Bye-bye. CJ, is that the Loot Crate Warcraft shirt?
You have been listening to a Geek IO Media Network LLC production. Would you like to convert that to pounds? Copyright 2019.
Diamond Club hopes you have enjoyed this program.